Hey everyone, welcome back to another video. Since we're close to Valentine's Day, I'm a little late. I figured why not make a video about things I love about the cloud. So let's get started. So the first thing I love about the cloud is that it is cheap. That means that you pay for what you use. It is amazing. You used to have to buy things outright, like upfront. You wanted a big computer, well, you had to buy the big computer and pay $100,000 up front for that big computer that you're going to leave there for 4 years. Well, now you can just buy a computer for like 5 seconds and you use it for 5 seconds and you turn it off and you just pay for 5 seconds. So if you don't use things 24/7, it is so much cheaper to use the cloud. So it is amazing for this. The second thing I love about the cloud is that it is scalable. That means that I can accommodate one user as easily as I can accommodate 1 million users. And I can accommodate 1 million users down to one user however I want. It will scale based on the consumption, based on the need. And I don't have to do anything else to get that set up, to get that working, to accommodate various number of users, which is great because, for example, for a startup, you can do your code in one way and it will work for like the 2 or 3 users you have at the beginning. But then when you get more users, you can just scale up however you need without having to do complicated setup ahead of time. The third thing I love about the cloud is that it is accessible. Anyone can work in the cloud. You don't need to be part of an enterprise environment. You don't need anything. There's no prerequisite to be able to do cloud work. You can even get your grandmother to do cloud work. So I highly recommend you create an account for your grandmother and go get started in the cloud and have your grandmother do some cloud computing. No, I don't think it's a good idea, but who knows? Maybe you have a grandmother who's good at computing and would be a good asset for you. The fourth thing I like about cloud computing is that it is global. You can reach users all over the world. You can put computers as close to users as possible, and you don't have to do anything special to do that. You just say, I want my computer to be in Germany. I want my computer to be in Africa. And you don't have to do anything other than just say, I want it here. In the past, you used to have to go there and set up your equipment or talk to somebody over there to get that set up. But now you can just click, and if you click of a button, you can be in a different continent without any extra work. So the fifth thing I love about the cloud is that it is always evolving. There's always something new. It's amazing, but at the same time, I kind of hate it. It's very hard to study for cloud computing because everything is always changing. Every month, every week, there's something different. There's something new that is being released by cloud providers. There's new services, new features, new everything. Everything keeps changing all the time. That means that if you are a cloud engineer in a company that has very old ways, very old things, you get to be the one person who always works with the cutting edge. You, as a cloud engineer or architect or DevOps or anyone who works in the cloud, gets to always work with the latest cutting edge tools, and that is so amazing. Thing number 6 that I love about the cloud is that it is easy to learn. There are a lot of resources for you to be able to learn the cloud. There's so many videos out there, so many trainings, and the cloud providers even provide free training for you, which is something that isn't always there for a lot of tools, really. There's not a lot of tools like that where they will give you actual training material for their certification for free. It is great, and I am actually going to put links to AWS and Azure and maybe Google Cloud Platform if I find it. But they are a lot of resources for you to learn cloud computing. If you're interested in a video dedicated to how you can learn about the cloud and get started as a cloud engineer and have all those resources like explained and delivered to you, let me know in the comments below. Seventh thing I like about the cloud is that it is instantaneous. I said it in previous videos. I said it in this video as well. You used to have to buy computers and equipment up front if you wanted to do computing. Now you just click a few buttons and you have your resources. It is amazing. It is such a game changer. You can get from an idea to a proof of concept very quickly within the same day, which is something you used to not be able to do as easily as you can in the cloud. All right, the eighth thing I like about the cloud is that it is so empowering. You can do things that you used to have like requests. You need to put in a request before, like you want a big computer, you need to put in a request to get it. You want a proof of concept, you need to buy the equipment, you need to buy the software, you need to buy all that stuff. Well, now with the cloud, you can just click and you have it. I mean, the whole click thing is amazing in the cloud. You just click and you have what you want. It's perfect. Ninth thing I like about the cloud is that there are so many options. It is amazing. You have 50 different ways to do this one thing. Like you can go from an infrastructure as a service type of thing where you set up your network, you set up your virtual machines, you write your code, you put your code on a virtual machine, you run that and you set up all those software, or you can do all the way to a software as a service where you have your solution already there for you to just do what you want. For example, machine learning. You used to have to set up something like a cluster and have all the computing and all the administration and all that stuff. But now you can just go to a service in Azure or AWS and probably Google Cloud Computing and have that just ready to go. At the same time, you can also do a full high-performance compute cluster in the cloud without any limitations, which is amazing, which is just mind-blowing to me that you can do anything. It's just so great. The 10th thing I like about the cloud is that it is unlimited. There's no way, or actually there's very few cases where you could actually outgrow the cloud. The only case I can think of is if you're trying to set up your own cloud provider on top of another cloud provider. So I don't think there's many cases where you actually could outgrow the cloud. You could maybe outgrow a cloud provider, maybe, but the cloud itself with all those providers, it is unlimited what you can do in the cloud, and that's why it's amazing. And reason number 11. Yeah, 11. You made it to the bloopers. Congratulations. Click the like button since you made it this far before we continue on to the bloopers. Click it, click it. And if you don't know who I am, my name is Carolyn. I am a cloud engineer and I make more videos like that. And they all have bloopers at the end. So if you made it so far and you like the bloopers, stay tuned, right? The sixth thing I love about the sixth thing number 6 that and the 10th thing I love about
we're on the 8th thing.
No, she was on the 8th and now she's on the 9th.
What did I say the 8th was?
It's empowering?
No, she said it was like easy. You could do it in... No, that was 7. It's empowering.
All right. The 9th thing... The 9th... Not...
Didn't you say 9?
The 9th thing I like... It's just the 9th thing. And reason number 11... You made it to the bloopers. Congratulations. You are one of the few people who will see the bloopers.